Looking to enhance the appeal and performance of your gym with state-of-the-art equipment? Look no further than the Gym Administrator. Founded by Sal Corrente, professional wrestling manager, promoter, and author of the great book Bruno Sammartino, the autobiography of wrestling's living legend, available on Amazon.com, the Gym Administrator will spot you on that final rep and assist you every step of the way from purchase through installation, whether it be strength training, cardiovascular training, or performance enhancement. The Gym Administrator works with a wide array of leading vendors and suppliers, carefully selected to meet the diverse needs of your clientele. Service the way you remember it. Contact us at 914-494-1066 or visit our website at thegymadministrator.com, as well as all social media platforms. The Gym Administrator. All your fitness needs under one roof. Scan the barcode at the bottom of the screen to get started today. Right. Yeah, you got something there. But we may be joined shortly, if not maybe the next show, by the most recent Texan on the planet, ESO creative Bruce Butler. But I just mentioned that Mike is at the Meadowlands as we speak, watching our much beloved but very shitty New York Jets against the Houston Texans. Jimmy, I heard that the odds makers they're estimating C.J. Stroud's performance, passing performance in miles, not yards. So I know,
Benny, it's very believable. And what's more amazing to me, if I told you that 8 games into the season this year, with the expectations we had coming in, with the fact that we've added Devontae now, with the fact that Captain Holdout finally came back, you know what I'm saying? All those expectations, that we were better off with Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh. What the hell is going on here?
Wasn't Wilson 4-4?
I think so. I think he was actually 5-4.
Right.
He was one of the weirdest quarterbacks I've ever seen, because yes, when he was terrible. But he did sometimes get scrappy and win games. He almost beat Mahomes. I know he beat the Texans last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
It's weird. Would you believe we'd be 2-6? I feel bad for Mike that he's got to have to sit through whatever the hell happens tonight. Although it would be like the Jets out of nowhere. Hey, we're gonna play a good game. Gotcha. It's like, oh God, please don't go like 6-11 and ruin a draft pick. Not that we know how to pick anybody anyway.
Right.
But boy, Benny, it's just hopeless. Poor Mike.
I was just gonna say that I know you more than anybody can feel in your soul the misery of being a Jets fan in 2024. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a page out of the book of the late great Rick Rude and say, so what I'd like to have right now is for all you Jets jerk-offs to keep the noise down while I present my list of things that are just as torturous as going to a New York Jets game. So here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. And Jimmy, I'll take your comments on each of these. First one I have here is pouring high karate down your pee hole.
My God.
I can't take credit for that. I worked at a place. where Adventureland is in Farmingdale, right?
Yes, on Long Island, correct?
Yeah, I worked at a place called Promotion Mail Associates, right on Smith Street, right down the block from Adventureland. And I worked with this older guy who always had stories. And I was 17, senior in high school, and he told me the story of how he had a date. And he thought he was going to get lucky, as in a blizzo jizzob, and he wanted to make sure that he's clean. So he took a shower, and he said, just to make sure, I poured high karate down my pee hole. He said that people like on the next block heard him scream.
Somebody actually really tried to do this to themselves?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
the human race gets dumber and dumber by the millisecond.
Well, this is why probably
do I keep hearing Benny? Why do I keep hearing the song from Deep Purple, "Burn"? Why am I hearing that?
Or "Burn, Baby, Burn"? Yeah. All right. Also, here's the next one: having to eat at an all-you-can-eat buffet for 6 months, 3 meals a day, where the only item on the menu is liver and onions. Comparable, right?
I would starve. I'd starve to death, which is kind of like what it is watching the Jets for half a century.
Right.
Like you're just like you wither, like you emotionally and physically you wither from the Jet experience year after year after year. Then you realize you've been watching this bad rerun for half a century. Once you get up into where we are, right, Benny? Half a
Absolutely.
century. For God's sakes, we've been what is wrong
We're
with
going to
you
get into that in
and
more
me?
detail a little bit too. So, another one is having
Oh,
to sleep to an endless loop of Paul Anka's "You're Having My Baby." You're old enough to remember that, right, Jimmy?
no, but I know the song. It wasn't like spinning when I was going to junior high and high school. For God's sakes, I had
I was came out
Iron Maiden was going on, bro.
summer of
I mean,
1974. I remember it
well,
well.
that makes sense. That makes sense for you. It was a high school
He,
college thing. Very
you know,
interesting.
everybody has their their favorite songs of all
Right,
time and their
right.
worst. That one,
That
that
one.
and Muskrat Love are 1 and 1A.
Muskrat Love.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, by the way, Karen McDaniel just chimed in that she loves liver and onions. Oh, great. Well,
Well,
one of us would be eating. I
uh,
wouldn't be. I'd starve. I'd starve to death, Benny.
she'd love it. She'd love that buffet then.
Oh, for God's sake. 3 times a day for how long?
6 months.
6 months. Liver and onions. Boy, oh
That's
boy.
that's the equivalent of going to a Jets game. Now,
Yeah,
instead the other torturous item, instead of listening to an endless loop of Paul Anka's having my baby, is actually having Paul Anka's baby.
Hey, wait a minute. I'd have to have a transitional change, and I refuse.
Yeah. How about this one, Jimmy? Anal oozing.
What?
Anal oozing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's comparative. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
all
fair.
these commercials on TV about these drugs, side effects may include, and anal oozing is about 1 out of every 3. Thoughts of suicide, bleeding from the eyes. What else?
I'm thinking of the butt fumble and I'm bleeding from the eyes. I'm thinking about the fake spike and there was some thoughts of football suicide going on. Everything here is quite accurate when you're a Jet
Yeah,
fan. Yeah, it's just spot
anal
on.
oozing. I think I'll stick with the head cold and see where that leads me. I'll pass on the anal oozing.
All you
All
ever
right.
do is get killed that way.
Last but certainly not least
Oh God,
is rubbing Rosie O'Donnell's ass with baby oil. But can I revise that to Crisco?
Oh, God. I am not doing. You know what? We found something worse than the Jets. Well done, Penny.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's worse than the Jets. No, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. We still have Joe Namath trotting off the field, right? So,
Hey man,
you know,
I will never forget that. I mean,
it's a shame. I told you, I wasn't only like a year and 3 months old, bro, and I still I have to count it. I'm sorry. I was on the planet, Benny. Help me out here.